Chapter 1 Encounter. The rain had been falling all afternoon, a persistent, grey drizzle that turned the streets of London into rivers of reflection. In the corner of a modest room above a forgotten bakery, Eliza Doolittle sat, hands clasped, trying to make sense of the strange appointment that had brought her here. She was not unfamiliar with curiosity or expectation. Poverty demands attentiveness, but today, the weight of uncertainty pressed differently. Professor Henry Higgins entered without knocking, his presence immediate, almost intrusive. Yet it was not mere confidence that marked him, it was the precision of observation, a quiet dissection of the human form. His eyes did not linger on her modest dress or rough hands. Instead, they traveled beneath the surface, measuring hesitation, pride, and fear, as though he could map the terrain of her soul without a single word. "Eliza," he said, voice calm but deliberate, "do you understand why you are here?" She nodded, though uncertainty clouded the gesture. Words seemed inadequate. They had always been both her currency and her prison. "I want to teach you," he continued, "not merely to speak as the world expects, but to speak in a way that changes the way the world perceives you." And yet, he paused, almost as if confessing to himself, "This is no light undertaking. It will demand more than skill. It will demand confrontation with yourself." Eliza swallowed. The promise, or the threat, was indistinguishable. She understood that the lesson was not in the shape of syllables or the elegance of accent, but in a transformation that might reach the deepest corners of her being. Higgins' gaze intensified. "Most people do not change, Eliza. They adjust, adapt, mimic. But transformation, that is rarer, it is painful, and it is revealing. Are you prepared for what you will discover within yourself?" She hesitated. Pride and fear warred silently. She wanted to say yes, to assert courage, yet a tremor betrayed the uncertainty. Higgins noticed it. He did not smile, nor did he offer comfort. Instead, he waited, silent, like a surgeon studying a patient before incision. In that quiet, the room became a chamber not of instruction, but of judgment, not imposed from without, but emerging from the mirror of self. Eliza felt the small, almost imperceptible weight of his attention pressing on her conscience, on her desires, on the hidden layers she had long avoided. Then, almost imperceptibly, she spoke. "I want to try," she said. The words were simple, but in their simplicity lay defiance, curiosity, and resignation all at once. Higgins nodded, and for the first time, the shadows in the corners of the room seemed less oppressive. Yet, as he moved to a blackboard and began outlining the first lesson, there remained a subtle, unspoken truth between them. This encounter would not merely shape her speech, it would reveal truths about pride, manipulation, and the fragile architecture of the human spirit. Outside, the rain continued, indifferent to human transformation, indifferent to ambition, indifferent to fear. But inside that small room, a storm of a different kind had begun. And thus, the work of shaping and being shaped, of mastering and being mastered, quietly, inexorably, commenced.